What's unique about my background that I had the zchut, the privilege, to live in three worlds. One is Polania, Neshtetl, Palestine, and Israel, and of course, in the United States. In Poland, I was a kid. I left there, I was almost 9, experienced anti-Semitism as a kid, but didn't understand it. In Palestine, it was different by the British, but instead of hearing Persha Vizhid, you heard bloody Jew. I had the privilege to be involved in the underground and fight for Israel before Israel ever became a state. And I was proud of that because we understood already in the 40s what happened in Europe. I feel very privileged that I have been able to witness the creation of the State of Israel, and it happened in my lifetime. I met Rudy in 48, got married in 49, and he was there for 5 years after the war ended, and then he wanted to come back here. I came here as a tourist, and I'm still here. I was 23 when I came here. I looked around, and I saw that I needed a job. There was an ad in the paper, and my mother-in-law, Alea Shalom, she took me down to Kerr. I applied. They looked at my resume, and they asked you how many languages you speak. I put down 5. He said to me that they already hired 3 unskilled laborers they don't need my skills. So I said to him, I need a job. I said to him, don't pay me, I'll work for nothing. He says, oh, you sound very ambitious. He said to me, we need somebody to be a janitor. I says, I'll do anything you want. And that's how I started to work. I worked very hard. I didn't complain. And I guess the warehouse manager kind of recognized that, and he gave me different jobs to do, and whatever he gave me was very good. So he had another girl being trained to go to the office. And you had to take inventory, you had to put stock away. So she left everything in the middle, 5 minutes to 5, you're in the union. Me, not me. I punched out and I stayed and I did whatever. I hear the warehouse manager yelling, screaming. I says, Mr. Eminem, what's wrong? He says, she didn't finish the inventory. We need it for the morning. I says, let me see it, maybe. Oh, no, you won't know. I said, you know, I was a procurer, took inventory in the army. He says, okay, finished it like this. So every night, she left early. I finished it, called me, and I thought I was going to get fired when I was trembling. So he says, relax, I'm going to promote you. Do you know how to type? I says, of course. Did I know how to type in Hebrew very well? In English, not so fast. Went down to Hudson's, bought a typewriter, I typed. That's history, and I became assistant buyer, then I became a buyer. Then Mr. Davidson, they reported to him that I do a good job. So they offered me to be, in '69, to be a president, and I turned it down. I was afraid. I'm going to be a president for a big company like this. No. I became a general manager. In '74, he bought the Pistons, and I had to sign some stuff. He came in, he asked me to sign, so I signed. Am I going to question what am I signing? Of course I signed. And he says, congratulations, you're president. In '77, he says, I want to talk to you, come in the office. He says, I'm making you the largest stockholder next to me. I'll explain to you later what it entails. And he gave a little speech, and he said that I took the company with a 0 and a minus on each side, and by myself turned it around, and that's history. He gave me the opportunity to work, treated me for what I can do. Through him, I was able to accomplish today that I am owner of this company. And that allowed me to do chesed for the yeshiva. And when I heard the boys daven, it reminded me of the cheder in Zaklikov, where I came from. And it kind of brought the shtetl. So, and I became involved. The most important thing that I was impressed with yeshiva is they reach out when there were new people, new immigrants came in. They brought in the kids, whether you can pay or not. They truly committed themselves, not just that they were taught in Torah, but I think the community can be proud what the yeshiva kids, the respect they give their teachers, they bring up wonderful citizens. So they are a credit to the community, to America, not just to Judaism. That's in our culture. That is because we studied Torah. When the Russian Jewry came, I used to get calls from Mr. Davidson, I have a couple more for you to give a job to. I have 2 more Russians. He didn't ask me if I can or I can't. He said, I have 2 more. For me, he didn't have to say much. There's no question. Even if I didn't, I would have made room. But that's how the Jewish community is at large here. For the survival of Jewish life, you have to get involved. When I left, my mother was a typical Jewish mother, but she was very intelligent, didn't go to school, but had inborn chokhmah and binah. And she says, I don't have any money to give you, but I'll pray, ich will daven für dir, that you're going über Yam. It means across the ocean, that you should fall in good hands, because you know nobody there. So I do believe that it doesn't happen by itself. Even though I did, there is somebody there watching.